Why do you have a Scofield Study Bible on your shelf? That's the question, and I think it's a great question. Some of you are not even sure what is being asked. So I do a lot of videos in my study here at the church building or elsewhere. Sometimes I'll have the camera aimed that way or this way, and somebody noticed that there is a Scofield Study Bible on my shelf, and by the way, there is a Ryrie Study Bible on my shelf, and there's some others, Foundational Study Bible, New Spirit Life Bible, Life Application Study Bible, CSB Study Bible, and the Serendipity Bible, which is now the Life Connection Study Bible, and here's a New King James one, and here's a Gospel Transformation one. And actually, if we were to look elsewhere, I have a lot of study Bibles because I like them. I think there's a unique and interesting value. Over here in different parts of the ESV Study Bible, the CSB Study Bible, the NET, the Reformation Study Bible, the Spurgeon Study Bible, Mosaic Holy Bible, and there's a bunch of others. The Story of Redemption Study Bible. I like study Bibles. I think they're fascinating. I did a video for saltybeliever.com about how to pick a study Bible and what they contain, and so I think if you just search something like how to pick a study Bible and Bryan Catherman, that video will come up. And it's like what's in it and how does it work. So the question though is, why do I have this particular study Bible? And I'll also add, for the same reason, why do I have this Ryrie Study Bible? I like study Bibles. I think they're helpful, and we can see various approaches to things. Some of these study Bibles are not as helpful as others. I really like, by the way, the ESV Study Bible and the CSB Study Bible because it has a lot of scholarship. Some individuals that I know, in fact, Pastor Josiah at Redeeming Life has taken a class from one of the contributors. We know some of these individuals. They're outstanding scholars. But it's interesting to go and see what some of these other individuals have said or thought. And some of these are just ideas and thoughts from particular individuals, like the John MacArthur Study Bible or something along those lines. But I have this particular study Bible. I bought a collection of books from another pastor or a retiring pastor years ago, and this was among them, as was the Ryrie Study Bible. And I like some of the historical approaches, and I like to look at some of the differing approaches. One of the things that comes from Scofield is a high level of dispensationalism and a certain view that I don't necessarily agree with, and another view about end times that I just don't agree with. But these were popular in certain times, and so it's really helpful just to see how this person might have thought about it. So here's what's funny about the question. I had this back here on my shelf, and it was, I think, in this location, the first location. So people are obviously looking at the books in the background of these videos. And so I moved it when the question came in because I felt weird about it. Like, people are looking at my stuff. I'm not necessarily embarrassed by having a copy of the Scofield Study Bible. I got all kinds of different books with all kinds of different views, but I thought it was funny that people were looking. There's a bear here. There's little toys on my shelf. There's all kinds of different books, and maybe someday I'll do a little tour of the books on my shelf. I don't know. But there you go. That is why I have a Scofield Study Bible and Ryrie Study Bible and who knows what other books. This is Redeeming Life Q&A. I do my best to try to answer the questions you're asking, and I guess that's one of the questions. They come into this phone. I don't have any. This is a church text phone, so you can text prayer requests or questions, 385-368-6665. We don't have anybody's contact info in there, so I don't even know who's sending in the questions. But I would love to try to answer your questions. If you have them, or if you know another way to get in touch with me, I'd love to hear from you. Redeeming Life Q&A. I'm Pastor Bryan. I hope this answers your question.